Today, we're going to dive into the incredible work of psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl. We're going to build a practical guide for finding meaning, not by avoiding our struggles, but by finding it directly through them.
Okay, let's start with this quote, because honestly, it is the key to everything Frankl teaches. The idea is that no matter what happens to you, there's always this little moment, this space, where you get to decide how you're going to respond. And that choice, right there, that's your ultimate power. That's your freedom.
And this is absolutely crucial to understand. These aren't just some nice-sounding theories from a book. Frankl forged these ideas while he was a prisoner in Auschwitz. He was in a place where literally every single external freedom was stripped away. He watched people, and he saw what separated the ones who gave up from the ones who endured. So yeah, these principles were tested in the most extreme conditions you can possibly imagine.
So this brings us to our first big idea, focusing on the one thing that no one can ever take from you. And that is your own mind, your own inner world, your power to choose your attitude. Here's a perfect example of Frankl's idea in action. The event itself, let's say you get some harsh feedback from your boss, is actually neutral. It's just information. But it's our interpretation that creates our reality. You can go down one path and think, my boss hates me, I'm a total failure, which just leads to resentment. Or you can choose another interpretation. Okay, this is useful data. How can I use this to get better? One path is victimhood, the other is growth. The power is all in the choice.
So how do we actually create that space between what happens and how we react? Well, here's a really simple but incredibly powerful technique. The 3-breath rule. The next time you feel that flash of anger or frustration, just stop. Pause. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. It's like a circuit breaker for your brain. It stops that automatic reaction and gives you just enough time to consciously choose a better response.
And here's a really critical point. The goal isn't to avoid suffering. Frankl would say that's totally impossible. The goal is to find meaning within it. Think about a parent working 3 jobs to support their family. They aren't just tired and surviving. By reframing it, they're demonstrating incredible love and sacrifice. The exhaustion is still there, but the suffering is transformed from a meaningless burden into something noble.
Okay, so while our inner world is where we find our freedom, Frankl believed our true mission, our purpose, is discovered by looking outward. And that brings us to what life demands from us.
This is the question our culture teaches us to ask, right? From the time we're kids, it's all about follow your passion, find what makes you happy, what do you want? It's all about what we can get from the world.
And then Frankl comes along and just flips the whole thing on its head. He says that's the wrong question. Meaning isn't found by asking what you want. It's found by listening to what life is asking of you. Every situation, every person we meet is asking us a question, and our meaning is found in how we choose to answer.
You know, what this means is that your purpose is found in your specific day-to-day responsibilities. It's about looking around and seeing the problems that only you, with your unique skills and in your unique situation, can solve. The soldier who endures the battlefield does it because he's picturing his daughter waiting for him. The teacher finds her joy not in her own success, but in serving the students who need her. Meaning is always found by focusing on who and what is waiting for you.
All right, now we're going to get into some of Frankl's most counterintuitive ideas. These are these little psychological tricks where our instincts actually push us in the exact opposite direction of what really works.
So, let's take this idea of paradoxical intention. If you're afraid of blushing in public, what do? You try desperately not to blush. And of course, that just makes it worse. Frankl's advice was wild. Try to blush. Try to do it on purpose. Or think about insomnia. The harder you try to force yourself to sleep, the more wide awake you become. The paradoxical move? Try to stay awake. It sounds crazy, but by leaning into the fear, you often break the anxiety loop that causes the problem in the first place.
And that leads us to maybe the biggest paradox of all. Frankl was certain that the direct pursuit of happiness is basically doomed to fail. He called it hyperintention. The more you chase happiness as a goal in itself, the more it slips through your fingers. Happiness isn't something you can catch. It's a side effect. It's a byproduct that just shows up when you're busy serving a cause or loving a person or working on something that's bigger than you are.
So, let's pull all of these ideas together into one final, actionable framework. Frankl called this tragic optimism. It's the ability to stay optimistic even in the face of life's pain, its guilt, and its undeniable shortness.
The key here is that we don't deny life's tragedies. We actually engage with them. We take our suffering and we ask, okay, what is this pain trying to teach me? We take our guilt over past mistakes and use it not for shame, but as fuel to change and become better. And we take the fact that life is fragile and short and use that as the ultimate motivation to live with purpose and act right now.
You see, Frankl's philosophy isn't just something to think about. It's something you have to do. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Think of one difficulty in your life right now. And instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what is this situation asking from me? Because the answer to that question, that's where your meaning begins.